Hello again, my good friends and fellow rail fans and enthusiasts. It is Sam again, the train main, my clockers and dockers. It has definitely been 2 weeks, if not a little longer, since my last update on the layout. So I have decided to give you guys an update on the progress we have made. Come a long way once again. So let's start over here in the mine shaft district section. Got the sidings and tracks all finalized for what we are going for. So as you can see now, we got, coming off the inner main line, we have a full coal dumping station track that can service 4 to 5 hoppers. Another little siding for some storage hoppers. And then a couple more going into the little coal mining, loading, whatever you want to call it, zone. Continued work on the mine shaft that'll eventually go in and wrap around. And we're going to put some land up in here to fill it out all the way up to where the road will eventually go. I also took this little building that I couldn't really find a good purpose for. I've cut out the front, and now it will be a mini engine shed for the mine switcher or whatever locomotive that this particular mine company uses to service their little yard. So it's coming along very good. Looks very nice, finally uniform and kind of how I pictured it to look, just with it all in place. Moving over here, this little spur has always come off here, but it was used just to electrically isolate an engine, you know, to get it off the loops while we were running and testing things. So I decided to put just a small little industry service, maybe 1 or 2 box cars, and we'll fill in that little scene around it. The road you can kind of see is going to go across. Excuse me. We'll have this land come out and fill it out, so it'll separate these 2 sections, and then it'll be nice and nestled away in there. We'll put some more little odds and ends in here. And then I finally figured out my little valley lumber sawmill type setting. We have 2 on the loading side, let's call it, and 1 on the unloading side, or where they would, you know, however that works. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but you get the idea. So this section is coming along a lot nicely too. The road will terminate down in here, crossing, come right along, you know, through, cross over here. We'll do a little dual couple crossing over the valley lumber side. It'll go right on past the little water tower area. And I think I'm just going to make a tunnel going across that track into that mountain, since obviously we're going to build the mountain facade behind the upper main line a lot more, so you can't see what's going on behind it. Got my D8 back from Al's Trains in Bedford, Ohio. Shout him out again because he does the best. He put the encoder in there, so it is now DCC equipped, and I'm very happy with that as well now. My main roster includes 5 DCC and 3 DC locos at the moment. The DC I am not going to convert. I am not going to mill the frames and get into the serious wiring and do all that, so that's where we're at for right now with those. Worked out a bunch of the kinks in the little interchange junction. You know, the inner main line will connect to the upper and outer main line here. Worked on the grade and all that, got these in pretty smooth. Just have to finish up the rail bed and make it 100% flat and uniform. Problem we ran into is that I built the bridge, which you have seen, that goes across from here to here out of the tunnel. I built the bridge before I had planned to add that 3rd main line that comes around the back, so I'm going to have to mess with this little land and this little land, make it all a little higher so that the bridge will go across and all the superliners and big freight and passenger cars will fit under it flushly. Shouldn't be too much of a problem, but I am going to have to, like I said, reform that. So that is a new challenge, but based around what we got to that point from, it is all good by me. Finally got the layout nice and cleaned up. Got all the crap off of there for now that I'm not using. Just have some trains stored because I've been running a lot and making sure the track is good. You know, we've done some more putty and rock work over here. So the rock face is coming along very nicely. As you can see now, it's very textured, not as uniform and sloppy looking. So when I take the final Dremel in there before we paint and ground cover, it's going to look good. Going into the lower mainline tunnel. Did some more work over on this side as well. Like I said, we're going to have this kind of taper into here, and then this will taper out to here, separate the sections. The road will come across, and then, you know, we haven't really worked on this section per se, but I filled it in with the track and the industry, so as we get further along, we'll taper all this land more into here. And then, still have not really touched reconfiguring the upper main lines incline and grade to connect back to the top, so I haven't been able to run that line in, you know, probably about 6 weeks now, but you know, a lot of projects along the way. So yeah, I got some portals I got to order to add here, and then for down here, make everything smooth. And yeah, so I guess, you know, we're about 6 minutes, not too much more to report, but you know, everything's looking pretty good. Another section we have to do too, we'll need a portal for somewhere along here. We'll put the portal in there, put a flat piece of wood going along the side of the board, so then this mount will kind of come, I know this ends straight at the edge, but the portal will come out and it'll all, you know, taper down this way, and then the main line will, you know, come out of the tunnel back across and into the junction. Again, this switch down here now is new, can run to the main line or connect to the outer line, and the outer line obviously does not come back around onto this inner track, so all three main lines can have a train in either direction at any time, and they will never have risk of catastrophic failure, let's call it. So yeah, I've subscribed to a lot of new channels lately. My friend Ryan, or Vermonter Rail Fan, has added me to his N-Scale group or forum on Google Chat groups, Hangouts, whatever it's called. I'm new to it all, kind of. So I've met and contacted a lot of new N-Scalers. Nice to meet you all. Thank you all for subscribing. I appreciate the patronage as well. So yeah, again, if you have any tips or tricks, Tony Hawk style, see anything that we're doing wrong or that you have suggestions on, or if you want to know how I'm doing something, please, that's what the comments are for. Obviously, we're all doing this as a community of sorts, for lack of a better term. So let me know, stay in touch, subscribe, like, I will do the same. I've been doing my best to be more vocal and, you know, giving my 2 cents, blase blah, so people can connect. Because YouTube actually is a social network, whether you want to believe it or not, and I figure why not utilize it to the advantage of us all. So yeah, like I said, I'm going on vacation here, so I will not be back in town for 2 weeks. So it might be a little bit of a break between now and the next update. Let's say hopefully a month at the most, but I will be back. Thank you again for everything. It is the train main, and we will see you soon. Thank you guys again. Okay, bye-bye.